Am I the asshole? For telling a stranger maybe you could have the decency to mind your damn business? I am a 23 years old woman, the other two women involved were, and I'm estimating, I don't know them, were a mother around 45 and her mid-late teenage daughter. So I just left the pharmacy where this took place and I'm writing this in the car before I head out, but I was waiting in line to pick up my prescription. Line was pretty long, it went all the way down an aisle a few feet from the counter. I'm chilling in line, it's inching along, and about 10 minutes into waiting, this woman and her daughter come out of a different aisle and start browsing the one that the line is in. They're talking about what they want to get, and suddenly the daughter does something smell like a grease trap to you. I laugh and turn around and say, yeah, that tends to happen after 11 hours in a kitchen, in a casual, joking tone. The mother makes a face and says, well, you smell awful. You could at least have the decency to go home and shower first. I didn't expect a stranger to get nasty with me, and after a long day I didn't have the grace for it, especially with over an hour of driving ahead of me. I also didn't feel like explaining to the woman that I had about 1.5 hours of driving ahead, that I wasn't going home first, and to take this little detour would have meant 50 minutes of driving, 30 from work to home, 20 from home to pharmacy instead of 15 from work to pharmacy. So, I snapped back, well, maybe you could have the decency to mind your own damn business. She chastised me for being rude and stormed away with her daughter, saying she was going to tell the store I mistreating her. Nothing happened. 10 more minutes later and I had my meds, and now I'm here wondering if maybe I snapped a bit too hard. Am I the asshole? Not the asshole. This lady should have left with you. You had the grace to acknowledge that you smelled and had a reasonable explanation, which you already gave. A reasonable woman would have apologized to you for her daughter making an insensitive, though likely unintentional, comment. Not the asshole. The comments about your having the decency were uncalled for. Not the asshole, and you're right, you have no reason to explain all of that to her. No wonder the daughter acted so rude with someone like that for a mom. You were a lot nicer than I would have been. Not the asshole at all. Not the asshole. You were rude but not really out of line, at all. The mother should have had the good sense to not double down on being mean if the daughter didn't realize she had said something somewhat clueless. People who work in restaurants also have to go to pharmacies while they are open. It isn't like you were covered in sewage or waste, obviously the people with those jobs would have to find some way to wash up first. Not the asshole. Yes, you are allowed to go to a pharmacy right after work. Not the asshole. If they had to be confined with you for hours I would get the annoyance, but you worked hard and smelled like it. Not the asshole. The mother should have been a bit embarrassed of her daughter's actions and should have considered herself lucky that you were nice and laughing about it. Shame she had to be an asshole about it instead. Not the asshole. I think you handled those awful people extremely well. They were abusive, and I can only hope they somehow realize it. Not the asshole. I would have said much worse. Good for you on your restraint. PPL really do need to mind their own business. Perfect response. You didn't insult them, you just stated your boundaries when they trespassed. The irony of her calling you rude and accusing you of mistreating her is just rich. Not the asshole. I hope whoever she complained to told her to shove it. Wow, that lady over there is mistreating me. They deserved that and then some. They were the ones being rude and you matched energy. They shouldn't dish it out if they can't take it. If there is karma, they will both wind up working in a Mickey D's. You are not the they are disgraceful. Not the asshole. She was rude, and you just snapped back. I can't believe she didn't realize that. Not the asshole. Lol, mistreating her. I'd have a hard time not replying. This started with you harassing me. Your response was not out of line at all. I hope it doesn't affect the rest of your day. Nope, not the asshole. Fuck these self-entitled people. Not the asshole, but you did comment on their conversation. My comment would have been, that's what hard work smells like. Yeah, Maybe the daughter shouldn't have said anything or should have said it lower, but we can't control people. The mom was for sure out of line, suggesting you shower first. Life just doesn't work that way for most of us working people. We have to do errands when we can so we can get home to do more work. Not the asshole. I would have also told her to go fuck herself. 100. Fuck her. Not the asshole. That woman is just entitled and rude. You were much more polite than I would have been. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. I didn't work in a kitchen, but I waitressed at a family restaurant for a while during a break from college. I would come home and change my clothes and shower, and only then could I smell the restaurant smell on my work clothes. It's unavoidable when you work in certain environments. You put those rude people in their place. Not the asshole. Unless someone needs an ambulance, and sometimes even then, telling someone to mind their own business is usually an option. Not the asshole. You handled it perfectly. Not the asshole. That was kinda rude for the mom to get haughty with you. Good for you. Personally, I think you made the world a little better. Not the asshole, and I would have been way more nasty after the mother's second comment. I would have simply said IDGAF, move on. Not the asshole. It's funny how people can dish it out but can't take it. You wouldn't have snapped if they just minded their business. No, you said you were at work for 12 hours. Poor thing. They are the Oz. In the fall I work at an orchard. Weekends 14 hours a day making cider donuts. Grab a coffee at the shop on the way home. Does someone? It's me, can you just cash me the feck out? Not the asshole. You were far more polite than I would have been. Nta? Not the asshole. The woman is a jerk and she's raising a jerk. Purple heart. You were not rude, she and her kid were rude to you. You met them with the same energy they gave. The rule is don't dish it out if you can't take it. The audacity and entitlement. As if it isn't completely normal to run errands between work and home. Not the asshole. Good for you for not taking their SHT and giving them a taste of their medicine. She was offended cause the bully thought she could get away with being bully. I'm glad you put her in her place and in front of her daughter. She could have said long day huh? And commiserated with you instead of being rude. Not the asshole.